lesson, we are looking at rounding off. So the first part, we are looking at rounding off the significant figures. Then I said the significant figures are important numbers. A question may come as to round off the significant figures or round off the number of decimal places. There are two parts: significant figures and also a decimal point or decimal place. So when we talk about significant figures, there we are talking about numbers. What if you just observe are numbers? When talking about a decimal point, look at a point. So you can either use a point or numbers depending on how a question is phrased. How you round off? For instance, you have 20.517. The question says, round off this number to 4 significant figures. Right? You count the first number, second, third, fourth. What I have there is 20.5 and 1. These are the 4 numbers that the question is asking me to find. After that, check next number. Is the number above 5 or not? If the number is above 5, we get 1 from this number. That 1 you say plus 1. Then you add my numbers here. So I'm going to have 20.5. 1 plus 1, you have 2. So this will be your final answer. When the question says round off to 1 decimal place, just go for a 2. After a 2, the next number is 0, right? 0 is below 5. So then my answer will be just C. But when you write a 2, don't forget to write 1 significant figures. Are we there? Yes. The meaning of this statement says, after counting the numbers, check for the next number. If it's above 5, just get 1, add it. If it is not a 5 and above, leave it. Questions or examples. Round off the following to the number of significant figures in the brackets. So we have this number, and what we should round off is according to the rule which is in the brackets here. They are saying on this, for this one, we have to round off to 3 significant figures. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we have to remain with the 3 numbers. For this one, we are round off to 4 significant figures. For this one, to 2. As F, we are dealing with the numbers. So our A is 25.145, right? So looking at A, rule says that we should round off to 3. Just count 1, 2, 3. So I have 2, 5.1. Then after that, I just have to check on the next number. Is the number above 5 or below 5? If the number is below 5, this will be my what? My answer. In brackets, S, F. Chapam. Secondly, 1.41793. Here, the condition says we should round off this number to 4 significant figures. So look here first. We round off to 4 significant figures. So the first numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 1.14 and a 7. Then what happens is now to check for the next number. Is the next number above 5 or below 5? If it is above 5, I get 1 from this number. Then I add it to 7. My final answer will be 1.148 to 4 significant figures. We move on to C. C is 97.151. The condition says we should round off to two significant figures. So what you do, look at the numbers. The first number is here, second is here. So what I have here is 9 and a 0. Then what I do next is now to check for the next number. Is the next number above 5 or below? The number is above, so what I do is to add to get a 1 and add it to 0. Then I'll have 91 as my answer to 2 significant figures. And we end. So the next part is rounding off to a number of decimal places, right off here. Right, rounding off to a number of decimal places or decimal points. Now, when you are talking of a decimal place or a decimal point, what we should observe is a point in the question. If I write 1.75, a decimal point is this dot, which is here. So when a question is asking you to round off to a number of decimal places, do not move using numbers, but move using a point. Here, it remains the same. If a next number is above 5, get 1 from it. The meaning is the same. Meaning, after rounding off, you check is the number above 5 or not. Then just get the number and add it to the previous number. So, for example, round off the following to the number of decimal points in a bracket. So we have these 3 questions here, and inside the brackets there are conditions. These are conditions, the conditions that you need to follow, or the commands. Oh, clear? So, for instance, if I have 2,571.314, this is my number. Now, the question may say, round off to 2 decimal places. What it means there is that after a decimal point here, this side I can have as many numbers as I can, no problem. But after a decimal point, moving to the right, I should just have how many numbers? 2. So what I will do is, before a decimal point, I have these numbers. You write them without changing anything. Put even a point. Then now you move. From here, I'll say 1, then 2. My second position is here. After that, I now look at the next number. Is the number above 5 or below 5? The number is below 5. So this cannot be applied. We cannot get a 1 from this number. What I will remain with is just a 3 and a 1. Then I end there. At the end, I write 2 decimal places. What if I have a 2.5179? Then the question says round off to 2 decimal places. Look at a point. A point is here. Before a point, there are numbers. So all the numbers, write them without changing anything. Then write even a point. Now from there, you move a point to 2 decimal places. That is from here, you move to the right. So I'm going to say 1, 2. So this is my next station. Now from there, do this and check the number. Is the number above 5? If it's above 5, what do? We get 1 from it. The number is 7. 7 is above 5, so just get 1 from it and add it to the next number. What I will have is 5 in 2. And I end there. Can this be difficult? Unless if you are big or not. Yes. For example here, example number 2. The question says, round off the following to the number of decimal points. The number of decimal points in the brackets. So we have the first one. This is 28.15711. And what I have here is 3 decimal places or points. So the first step is to look at a point and observe these numbers. These numbers are before a point, so don't change them. Just write them the way they are, then put a point. Now from there, I move 3 steps to the right. So I will say from here to do 1, 2, 3 will be there. So my third point will be there. After that, the next number, the next number is 1, and 1 is below 5. So we cannot get anything from it. What we write is 1, 5, and 7. We end there. 3 decimal places. Next is B. B we have 1.00715. The condition is to write this number to 2 decimal places. So here is a point. After a point, before a point, there's a number 1. Don't change it. Then put a point. To 2 decimal places, I move from here 1, 2. The next number is 7. So get 1 from it, add it to 0. We're going to have 0, 1. To 2 decimal places, and I end.